Yes guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. This is a slightly different video today. As you can see, I'm joined by this bloke next to me. Do you want to introduce yourself?
So my name's Evan. I've been reselling for about a year now. I've been in the group for a bit over a year as well.
When did you actually join? About November last? No, it was like
before that. Well, before
April, May?
Yeah,
I started the coach in April last year, and I think you were one of the first people to join. So
around then.
Yeah. Did you join when we were on school and stuff?
Yeah. I was
oh my days. Nah, to be fair.
OG.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, anyway, so like Evan said, he's been in the coaching, ELS Coaching now for about a year. So I just wanted to do a little case study video with him. He can kind of share how he started, where he is now, how he got there, and also how the coaching benefited him as well. So just so you guys can see, meet, and get to hear from some of my clients. This isn't for me to try sell you something or like pitch something, but to show you that reselling really does work and why I think it's such a good business model to start. In 2025 and 2026, we're literally at 4 months off 2026, which is mental. But this is like the start of what I would say is probably the biggest 6 months of the year for reselling. So there's no better time to be watching this video now, and if there is something that interests you about reselling, I'd say there's no better time to start than now. So I'm just gonna pack some orders while we're doing it. So if you're wondering what on earth I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. And if I kind of zone out for a bit, but Geffen will be yapping away anyway. So first of all, just to start off, what made you even like consider reselling?
I was working at a job at a carpet shop, right? And I was working in that for a while, and I'm not the best at working for other people. I'll be honest. I'm not very good with like my timing and stuff in terms of like, I'm always late, right? I'm late to everything. And what I love about reselling is obviously you can never be late. You can't be late to working for yourself. I was sort of looking for something a bit different, to do. So that's when Ev actually reached out to me, jumped on a call, and we spoke a bit about the reselling coaching. I thought, well, it seemed like exactly what I was looking for. So I thought I'd give it a shot, and it's definitely, worked out for the better.
So you mentioned obviously you were working for your dad. Were you happy with your job? And where were you kind of heading before you started reselling? Like obviously you were in a job, you were in college, am I right in saying?
Yeah, I was in college. So at the time I had a part-time job. I was making around £400 a month. So not really a lot of money. And that was sort of my reason for starting reselling, is I wanted to try and like supplement that income with doing something myself. As like, I was managing college at the time as well, which reselling was obviously perfect to go with that because it can confine to your hours.
Yeah.
Like I was finding before, like occasionally I'd miss lessons, so I'd have to go to work, for example, or like I was finishing college at 1, driving straight to work, and it's like a half an hour drive to my work. So it worked out like I was making like barely any money because so much going on petrol. And it was just so inconvenient, and how it was looking. I mean, I was probably going to end up being full time in a carpet shop, which if you know anything about me, like that's not. that ain't me. That's not me. I couldn't do that. I wanted to create my own sort of path. I wanted to do something on my own. I didn't want to rely on on someone else. And the way that I see things going is that I could have a lot more impact and do a lot more
something more meaningful.
More purposeful. 100%. Than that. Like I said, nothing wrong. The wrong with that route necessarily is not the route that's the issue. Is more how I wanted my life to go. It didn't align to what I wanted to do. I don't really think there's a perfect time for anything, right? No. The perfect time to start was yesterday.
Exactly.
I don't think there's a perfect time, for anything really. But I feel like when the offer comes around, sometimes you have to take it. Like if nothing changes, nothing changes. So I feel like it's necessary to take those steps. If you decide you don't want to be like everyone else, or you don't want to have a normal job, and you're looking for a foot in the door of business, then you have to take that risk. Simple as that.
You don't fail until you quit. Like what people say all the time, I've had like so many failures in business and stuff like that. Like some things can be challenges. I'd say you don't technically fail until you actually give up.
No, I'd agree. I don't think you can fail. No. I mean, Donald Trump went bankrupt like 7 times.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's a billionaire. So I don't know. It really depends on.
I guess you have to shoot towards situations.
Yeah, of course.
Especially in business, there's challenges every day.
Yeah, of course. 100%. I think things happen. Things don't go the way. It isn't easy, but it's not meant to be.
No.
Nothing meaningful is ever easy.
No.
Nothing meaningful at all. Nothing worth doing will ever come easy. But
what would a typical week look like for you before you started to resell or take it at least full time, which we'll go on to in a minute, because you are now a full time reseller. You've actually got 2 businesses now as well.
But so with college and everything, college isn't necessarily hard. I didn't find it that hard anyway, right? But like the hours are fairly full on. So for me, I would finish college at 1 o'clock on a Monday. I'll drive straight down to Blackwood's, about half an hour drive, give or take. Drive half an hour there, work until 5, drive half an hour back. So an hour travel, petrol as well, it's probably like 5 or 10 of petrol.
Yeah.
And then I'd get paid like 30, 35 quid, 40 quid for doing that. I think 30 quid. And obviously in that time as well, like, there was no time for lunch or anything. So most days, like I was not eating. I actually didn't eat. I didn't eat until I got home. So there was that on like a Monday. Tuesday was in college till 4. Wednesday, same thing. Finished at 2. Drove straight up there. Got paid for like like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And then Fridays was my full day, like a 9:30 till 5 on a Friday. And I worked a Saturday as well. Yeah. So that was sort of how I was looking. A lot of rushing back and forth, in between, not having time to like even eat. And it was, it was really, really annoying, to be fair.
Did you go through any phases where you like kind of gave up on reselling? Like when obviously you started it and then you were in the coaching doing quite well, then did you start working for me for a bit as well, doing some like photographing and stuff? Was that like, I can't remember where you were at then. Was it, you kind of like not gave up, but you weren't doing as well, or?
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like we were saying about business challenges. Like with any business, right, you're going to have slow months and stuff is going to happen. And it's likely you might even go broke a couple of times. Like, it can happen. But then on the flip side of that, you can also have months where you make like £10,000. Do you know what I mean? So you got to take the good and the bad sometimes. And I mean, I guess I've sort of come close to just thinking, why don't I just work full time? But it's just not necessary. It really isn't necessary as long as you're careful with your money. See, I was a little bit stuck sort of with little things in the reselling. Obviously, like you have good months, you have good months, you have bad months. But what really helped me was like the accountability inside of the group as well. Having other people to talk to. Like I think one of the biggest positives of the group is 100% the other people in there. Like the networking aspect is obviously unmatched. Like some of my best suppliers I found through other people. Some of my best winning products I find through other people. And it's just having that circle there, people who are doing the same thing as you, it's invaluable. You can't put a price on it, really.
It gets lonely.
Your business gets so lonely, like, especially starting out. Like, when you're first starting out in a business, everyone's kind of just like, they think it's like a phase, or they think it's something you're going through, when they don't really understand that it's more than that. It's deeper than that. When I first started reselling, I was in my nan's garage, and sometimes in there for like 6 hours on your own, it's just like, it's just brain rotting. It's just like, I was just literally piling all my money back into the reselling. Everything, I was still, at this point, I was still working my job as well. So I was just piling everything into reselling, until eventually it started picking up a bit. I got a bit of momentum going. And then obviously I started working with you, and I started doing reselling full time.
Another level then. Obviously I was getting, you kind of started working for me, and I was like, I lost, I see one of my employees, but I couldn't blame you in the end. Like where you went was to another level after that. Like, I remember you. I think it was like within a few weeks after you going back, like locking back in and with reselling and stuff. And I say locking back in, you always were, but it kind of picked up again for you, wasn't it? And that's just because you worked harder and you got, it was one of those winning products you started selling. And then I remember you come back to me being like, you made like 3k 1 week or something stupid.
So I did.
On the Ralphies, wasn't it?
It was on the Ralph Knits. We did like ridiculous. I've got Depop screenshots or whatever of doing like.
You sending me your sheets, and I was like, oh my days, this guy.
Making we made like ridiculous money some weeks.
Not me, you mate.
Oh, me, yeah. You. Sorry, me. Like ridiculous money some weeks just from selling like the Ralph quarter zips at the time. That, peak winter last year was just it was unreal, wasn't it? So.
And it was all from there, wasn't it? So. Pretty much. So did you have like any doubts before reselling or while you were reselling that like it wouldn't work? Was there anything in particular that stood out to you? Because that's what stops people taking action. It's doubts and like 100%. Objections and stuff. I'm not sure what. But what was it for you?
I mean, for me, like obviously doubt is natural, right? Doubt's natural to have, but then you need to recognise: are you being doubtful because you're scared, or are you being doubtful because there's actually a reason to doubt it, right? And I feel like you need to control your emotions in that sense and actually look at it like, what's the worst thing that could possibly happen here? So, obviously, occasionally there is doubtful. There was areas of doubt, like, for example, sourcing stock or whatever. But then, like I said, with the group, you can always just drop messages. You can source some stock. Obviously, Dalty stock's amazing.
we never don't have supply.
Yeah, that was like earlier in the game, but now realistically the in-house suppliers and everything is unreal. Like the quality of stock you can get, like getting stock won't be an issue. For the price you can get at as well, like it's unbelievable.
Our natural instinct as humans is to doubt things, isn't it? It's like, look, which is good. Sometimes it is good to look for red flags rather than green flags. So you get carried away, and that's how you get fall into traps and stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is just making up excuses to not do the thing you know you need to do. So like anything in terms of like the actual business that you had doubts about.
Yeah, so obviously there's a time factor. I'm in college. I was in college. I was working loads. I was obviously had to do a lot of college work outside of college as well, as you naturally do. The time factor, obviously, it made me doubt it. Like, do I have enough time? But what I've come to realise now is it's just a massive cope. Like, it's just like if you say you don't have enough time, you're lying to yourself. You do. Yeah. You wake up an hour earlier. You list 50 items, right? Like, you don't see your mates for a bit longer. And you photograph loads and loads of items, right? Or even to the point of you can slightly delegate if you have to, right? Like, there's always ways around time restrictions. I think it's such like let's say for example you finish work, even if you finish work late, so you don't get home till 6, 7-ish, like you might just have to lose out on an hour or two of sleep. Like, I'm not being funny. If you
to make it work,
exactly, like if you want to be successful, you need to do that. That's what you have to do. And like I'm nowhere near successful. I wouldn't say I'm successful yet. But it's even risks. It's stuff you have to do now.
And then on to now, like what results have you seen since joining? Like, well, I say joining, obviously ELS Coaching, but also starting reselling. Yeah.
So this year, I was actually thinking about this the other day, like how much I've actually achieved this year, because I didn't think it was a lot, but. I feel like you're always going to criticize yourself, but if you look over a longer span of time, like reselling, I got my first unit in February.
So not long after starting.
No, not really. And recently I got my car as well. So able to get a Mercedes.
Which you've been talking about getting for ages.
Yeah.
You got it. So.
It was a
pretty big achievement.
It was. I was very happy. I am very happy with it even still. But I was able to obviously I was only making like £300-400 a month from my work, and that obviously reselling replaced that income pretty rapid. And it got to the point where I'm making £300-400 some days even. Like it just, and the freedom it gave me as well. I think freedom was definitely the main thing. It's like now I wake up, I go to my unit. If I want to go out and get lunch, I can do that. If it's a lot more flexible, and it usually means I'm working more than I would have been. Yeah. But working more for yourself is fine. Like I could work like 20 hours a day for myself and it'd be completely sound. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a completely different experience.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, freedom's a massive one, and obviously traveling. Like you've obviously been traveling a bit as well.
Of course, yeah. I mean, this year I've been to Japan and China. They were the big two. So great. I mean, we're kind of keeping it low key. Obviously, going to Italy next week. He's
actually coming to. Naples with us, so we're going to meet a supplier. He's coming with us. He'll be in the next video. I imagine this will be out before. So yeah. Obviously,
that's just this year. Last year, I went to Florida. That was funded by reselling entirely, actually.
Oh yeah.
Greece, that was fully reselling funded as well. Yeah. Where else have I been?
Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden. Sweden was fully reselling funded. Yeah. So. It's given me an unreal opportunity, and the good thing about it as well is like in China, I think I made like £1,000 while I was in China. I just like batch listed loads of different stuff, like batch photographs, and I already had this all sorted in storage, so I just got someone to ship for me, and I was able to make some money while I was away. Yeah. Which is it's an unreal feeling, obviously.
What result or what moment did it really hit you that this is actually working, and then also what's your plans for the future?
Yeah. So.
Also, by the way, I've got an order from a guy called Michael Jackson. How sick is that? Go on then.
Yeah, alright, go on in.
No moonwalking, please, bro. No.
Right. I think it was in December, right? I had like a really good reselling week. I was in the gym, and it's just like my phone was just ping, sale. Yeah. And it was just like, I was thinking like, this is unreal. Like, I think I did like something like, might be like 15 sales in a day. Like just loads, just ping, phone was, going nuts. And at the end of the week, obviously, I got my like Depop thing back, and this was like at the start. Well, it might have even been November time, and I did like a 1.4k week, and I saw that, and I realised like I know people, I know like fully grown adults, do you know what I mean? Like who have to support families who are making who are making that number from their job, like a full-time job, a month, and then I just made that in a week from selling clothes on Depop and Vinted. And it's just like, when you look at that, you're like, wow, like, you're very grateful to be in that position, but also it's like, you really think like, yeah, this is real, do you know what I mean?
And it's infinite as well, like, that's fully scalable. But yeah, numbers are infinite, like, that's the thing, like, you look at those sales and you think this is sick, but it's still scalable, like, you can still go beyond.
But look what Doughty did.
Yeah.
Doughty's a prime example of how scalable reselling really is.
Exactly.
Like,
people that say you can't scale it past 6 figures, it's nonsense. Yeah, reselling's great, the coaching, like, obviously we've spoken about, but something else has happened recently as well, which you could put down to the group and the
100%. So, like I mentioned, having a networking group is like such a massive thing. I have the reselling business, but I've also recently started like a new business I've been learning how to do over the past few months, and I've recently had a decent bit of success from that. Do you want me to pull up the...
Yeah, go for it. So this obviously came from a connection within the group as well, right? So.
Yeah, so this came from a connection within the group. So able to learn like very valuable skills. The good thing about the group is it's not just reselling, right? Like, you just have a stocks group, there isn't there?
Yeah,
like there's a stocks and shares group. There's loads of general like business advice in there as well, and life advice. So from a connection like I made in the group, I started working on another business as well. And recently, we've managed to do, this is on the one account.
You've managed to do, bro.
It's 8K there. I think it was a total of a 10 grand week last week.
Cash collected.
Right. which is unreal. And I wouldn't be able to do that unless I had the connections from the reselling group. And the reselling for me was the perfect foot in the door into business, right?
Yeah.
And I hate when people say like, oh, I want to start something, but I don't know what to do. I want to do something. Just start. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pick something and start. It doesn't matter whether your end term, like very, very long term goal, you'd like, for example, you don't want to do reselling for the next 100 years of your life, it doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah.
You can start this business, make 10 grand a month, learn a new skill and go off and do something else if that's the path you choose to do. Like,
well, my next question, but you've kind of answered it, is like, if someone was on the fence right now and they were watching or stood right in front of you, what was one thing you would say to them? But I guess you've kind of answered that.
But I suppose nothing changes if nothing changes at the end of the day. And if you want to do something more with your life than just work for somebody else, then you have to take that risk. Yeah. It's not even a risk. Like you mentioned, you work hard enough and you don't quit. There's nothing to lose. Everything's a gain. Literally, like there's no downside to it. If you put in enough effort, the output is limitless. Yeah. So I would say just stop being scared and just start. Stop being man up. Yeah. Just start.
No, it's true. Definitely. That's one of the biggest things we see with people, and I've learned a lot from it, and I think that's what. I mean, just to think now, if like we didn't make that decision, well, for me 5 years ago, for you a year ago, where would we be now? But yeah, hopefully that gave you a better insight, everyone. Any last words?
Start.
Click the link. Now, if you want to find out more, then go and click the link in the description. I'll pop his socials as well on screen now, so you can go follow him on Instagram, see a bit more about what he's doing. But yeah, thanks for the time. I appreciate it. And yeah, any questions, like I said, comment. Anything you want to see videos on. But yeah, appreciate you coming on.
No worries.
And yeah, subscribe, much appreciated. And also like this video, helps a lot. And we'll see you in the next video.